Are your ketone levels low despite you doing everything right? There are a few reasons why that might be happening. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Kate. I'm a health coach and I post videos on a high-fat, low-carb way of eating, intermittent fasting, ketosis, all that good stuff. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more, make sure to subscribe. So what are ketones and why do we test for them? Ketones are a byproduct of our body breaking down fat for energy. When glucose or carbs are low in the body, our bodies produce ketones as an alternative energy source. And the reason someone might test their ketone levels is to see if they are burning fat for energy or not. But sometimes we're doing everything right in terms of diet and lifestyle, and our readings still come out low. So what's the deal? The first thing you should think about is how you are measuring. There are 3 ways to test for ketones. They are blood, breath, and urine. Blood is considered to be the most accurate way of testing because there are very few factors that can alter the results. Breath is another method that isn't very popular simply because it's pretty new to market and its accuracy is questionable. The final way of testing is through urine, and this is the most common method that most people use. It's cheap and it's simple, but its accuracy can be altered by a lot of factors. A lot of people start tracking this way when they first start keto, and it is so exciting when you first start to get positive readings. But what ends up happening is a couple weeks down the road, you keep testing and your readings start to get less and less, but you haven't changed anything. So why does this happen? Don't worry, this doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong. The reason ketones are high in your urine when you first start keto is because your body's producing them for the first time. It doesn't really know how many to make, and it doesn't know how to use them efficiently. And this means that a lot of them are excreted through your urine. The longer you do keto, the better your body becomes at producing the right amount of ketones and using them efficiently. And this means that less are being wasted, less are being excreted. So lower readings in this situation can actually be a good thing. So we've established that urine is not very accurate once you've become fat adapted. But what if you're already testing blood ketones and you're still getting low readings? The next thing to look at is when you are measuring. So across the internet, the general consensus seems to be that testing first thing in the morning is best, but I don't really agree with that. And the reason I don't agree is because of something called the dawn phenomenon. The dawn phenomenon is an unexplained spike in blood sugar first thing in the morning. Normally a rise like this would happen after you had a really carb-heavy meal, but because it's happening first thing in the morning and you were just sleeping and not eating, that obviously isn't the case. The exact reason it happens isn't fully understood, but the thinking is that your body senses that you're about to awaken, so it dumps a whole bunch of glucose into the bloodstream just to get you going and give you some energy. Because your blood sugar is higher at this time, your ketones are going to be lower. When I first got my blood monitor, I was testing every morning and I was always getting 0.5, which is considered to be just in ketosis, like the bare minimum. I was so confused why this was happening. I was doing everything right. My diet was completely on point. And I found that when I tested later in the day, my readings would be higher. The dawn phenomenon affects everyone differently. Some people will only have a very small blood sugar spike first thing in the morning, whereas other people, it will be a lot higher. So for some people, their morning readings may be more accurate, but this isn't the case for everyone, myself included. I find that if I am going to test, which I don't do very often anymore, doing it at the end of the day is the most accurate for me. So what if the problem isn't actually with how or when you're tracking, but your ketones are actually low? So first off, I'm just gonna say, don't automatically trust products that are labeled keto or low carb. You really need to actually look at the label and make sure that they are low carb. But the amount of carbs you're consuming is actually not the only factor that will impact whether your body's producing ketones or not. It is the most important, but it is not the only factor. Artificial sweeteners such as xylitol and aspartame can also lower your ketone levels. If you're taking any supplements or pills, you want to make sure that they don't have any fillers in them. A lot of them will be filled with sugar, and yeah, that's gonna impact your ketone levels as well. Ketone levels will vary from person to person so much. Some people just get higher readings, and that's that. You really need to only compare your numbers with your numbers. The most important thing to ask yourself is, how do I feel? I get this question all the time. People will say, I'm losing weight, I feel fantastic, but my ketones are low. What am I doing wrong? You're getting your desired results. What does it matter what number you get? It's almost become a little bit of a competition on social media to get higher ketone readings and post them. And although measuring ketones can be a useful tool, it is 100% not necessary. One final thing I want to say is that stress can actually kick you out of ketosis. So if you're stressing over your ketone readings, you might be shooting yourself in the foot. Thank you guys for watching. I'm going to be starting a new segment at the end of my videos called Questions with Kait, where I will answer a question that was either left on one of my YouTube videos or one of my Instagram photos. And yeah, I'm just gonna answer it. So today's question is from David, and his question is Powerade Zero a good source of electrolytes? The answer to that is a big fat no. Powerade having electrolytes is a little bit of a marketing scheme. The only electrolyte it has a decent amount of is sodium. I think it's about 1,200 milligrams in a bottle. And if you are eating keto, you need about 5,000 milligrams in a day. So, okay, decent amount of sodium. But the other three electrolytes, pretty much non-existent. If you're concerned about electrolytes and don't think you're getting enough through food, I would consider getting an electrolyte supplement. I will link some of my favorites down below. But yeah, I hope that answered your question. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to leave them down below. I plan to do this at the end of every video. Thanks guys for watching. I will see you next time. Bye!